All right, GM's gang, welcome to the Swarm Report. Hang on. I got audio coming out of somewhere. Hang on. Where's that coming from? Okay, hang on. You're getting a little sneak peek ahead. Where the fuck is this coming from? Found it. Okay, found it. We're good. Anyway, good to see you guys. Welcome. It's been that kind of a day. Oh, dude, Cat. Yeah, Cat's saying it right here. Hang on. Let me get the chat up on the screen. It's been a day. If you're in the virtuals trenches, especially, I sure as hell hope you are. I mean, at this point, we talk about it enough. I hope you're in the virtuals trenches. If you're not, maybe today's the day that officially wins you over. Because we did have a meme coin launch over on virtuals, something we've been watching for, something we were expecting to happen at some point, and then getting more recently, thinking we found the one. And boy, oh boy, did it play out. We suddenly have a meme coin for the virtuals ecosystem and performing, man, as good as we were hoping, maybe better. I don't know. And this is still kind of an evolving thing right now. And of course, I'm talking about the VIRGEN token. We caught that live this morning on Chain Reactor, and the actions just continued after the show all the way up until right now with cool little stories and tweets and things happening. And we'll, of course, talk about it today here, guys. Man, smash the like on the show wherever you might be watching. That might be on Abstract or on X. Also live over here on YouTube. But wherever you're watching, dude, come over to the YouTube side and definitely make sure you subscribe over here. After you see what we're talking about today, I think you're going to realize why it is so important that you're staying plugged in, why you're keeping up with the virtuals ecosystem, especially with more development still coming. The virtuals ACP swarms coming very soon, guys. The 69 days feature for new projects to launch in a test environment coming soon. More agents coming. Solana expansion coming. There's a lot going on. It is the most important ecosystem here in crypto AI, and you need to be paying attention. So you do that right here over on CryptoSlam. You can't catch these shows. Catch the replays there. I did mention, I believe this morning, that the time of this show is probably going to change. This show is probably moving to the morning. And yeah, it might actually replace the Chain Reactor show. This show is probably moving to 9 a.m. Eastern time. So a heads up about that. That might mean some of you can't catch it live. Maybe it means more of you can actually catch it live. So we'll feel that out. But a heads up about that. And that change would be coming probably within a week or so here. Hoods. Wish you got in the initial, couldn't get a position. We'll talk about that too. I think base is struggling to keep up with the demand here, which is a great sign for us. That we're still ahead of this thing and this building momentum heading into virtuals, but it's why that expansion to Solana is so important, and also why I think this stuff's going to cook so much, when Solana really does go live. It's going to get very interesting. China, great to see you, sir. Yeah. Hoods, we'll chat more about that in a moment too. Follow us at SlamAI_XYZ on X. And of course, our flagship AI agent, it is the Swarm_AI. Market cap, last I saw, somewhere around 800K. And look, I'm thinking of grabbing some more myself and staking it and getting points, and knowing that ACP is coming soon and our swarm is right there in the thick of things with what I think is the best swarm launching on virtuals here. I think they're all going to be great, by the way, but the autonomous hedge fund trading DAO with Axelrod and AI XBT and Gigabrain and Qualia. There's so much great stuff happening here. So much. And so I'm betting on the agents in that swarm. I'll bet on our swarm right here. Anyway, give that a follow. Hit me up with the questions if you have about it. And I know people want updates there, and we're working on those for you. Yeah, just know that we're well aware people would love to hear us chatting more publicly about this. That is coming. So look at the AI market here. Let's just see how are these tokens doing. Bitcoin hit an all-time high here overnight, which incredible. 111K Bitcoin, and it's right around there right now. I think we're still right at 111,000. AI market up, but Bitcoin's having its moment. We'll see if we get an altcoin season, which I do think is good for the AI tokens. Just in general, a lot of I don't know. I think clear skies ahead of us here. I think this is going to look really, really spicy soon. Anyway, 2.77% increase in market cap here, 11.81 billion. Pretty spicy number, half of where we were at our peak before. We got a lot of room to fly. Top agents by market cap. It is Sparkcoin on top, followed by Ket, Turbo, Toshi, and AI XBT. It was a little below. I'm just gonna get a little peek over here. Yeah, nobody really standing out to me here. Goat, of course, one of my favorite. Actually, what is Goat? What is Goat sitting at? 167 mil. And I think that's got some room to cook here too. On the infrastructure side, FET, $2.27 billion market cap. Absolute monster of an ecosystem. There's Virtual behind them, AI16Z, Cookie, who just, they've got their new platform, Mindshare, token data. These guys, I mean, literally cooking. And now with their social campaign, you tweet, you earn snaps. If somebody needs to get on this platform, is looking for an invite, hit me up. Hit up Katz. He's got them too. We got invites for you. And Ask Venice. And then over in DeFi, it's Venice on top here, Griffane, Hey Anon, Olas, and Cortex. It's always these five. This is going to change. And I believe this is going to change drastically, guys, because we're heading into DeFi season. We are. We're heading into the season where, look, if crypto's really booming here, and we're getting to this point where these AI products are matured and they're actually working, and these AI tools are helping us trade or trading for us, this is where we're going to start seeing some separation. We're going to start seeing if these agents really can trade for us and make us money. You're going to see their market caps reflect how useful they are. So keep your eyes on this part, especially. Of course, we'll be covering that every day here. Wild stuff. Now, here's the token that launched today over on Virtuals. It's called VIRGEN, pure meme coin. And what an interesting game this is introduced here. This is not necessarily a points farming token, even though there's an element to that. There is no token lockup, meaning if you sell this token, you're not getting put in timeout. You're not on cooldown. You're not going to get penalized and stop earning points. Instead, this is a pure meme coin that launched by the Vader team. So an established, well-connected team, respected team. And this is the meme coin that's coming right from those guys. And so we weren't totally sure going into this launch, if it made sense to play, what the ceiling is on something like this. But this morning I looked at it, saw about 400% subscribed. And I went, you know what? It just makes sense. It just makes sense, especially when there's no downside to it, right? When you're buying into these in the pre-sale, it's at a 200K market cap. Very hard to see any downside there. And there's also no downside that if you sell a token, you're not on points cooldown. You're not in timeout, meaning you can sell it and you keep playing as is. Saw very little downside, and even started thinking, well, look, if this gets oversubscribed, right? If a ton of people come into this coin and decide to get it too, and it's going to water down my allocation, is that really bad that there's a ton of demand for it? Or if I think about this like a meme coin, isn't it pretty awesome? Isn't that what you want, is a ton of demand for a meme coin? So I think about all those factors. I'm like, there's no reason to not go in here other than you're going to burn some points. You earn points pretty darn quickly if you're tweeting about this ecosystem. And we'll talk again how you earn points here. But, China, I don't think you misread that. But at this point, the ecosystem's grown so much that 400 is actually pretty low, right? These decent hot agents are going 1,000, 2,000, maybe 3,000% oversubscribed now. So 400 I thought was low enough. And even at 1,000, I think it was fine because, again, what's the downside? And that probably makes more sense, China, for like a utility token. But again, a meme coin, you want that. You want tons of people in it. You want people that are then going to go talk about the token and meme the thing, right? And it's what the token is designed for. Virgin is the title you give people playing in the Virtuals ecosystem. So it's a badge of honor, and it is the meme of the ecosystem. Made perfect sense. But add to that the fact that, excuse me, I don't know why it is, excuse me, always on this show. But add to the fact that on a meme coin, something that people can sell, take profits, you better believe people are going to tweet about that. But because of their partnership with Cato and that you earn points for tweeting about Virtuals and the agents and the tokens here, I'm like, wow, people are double incentivized to tweet about this coin. Tweet about it to get the price up, bring attention to it, tweet about it to earn points. So everybody's going to tweet about the launch. They're going to talk about their gains. and they're going to talk about it if they're holding because they want price to go up. Either way, a nonstop rotation that just gets people talking and talking and talking. And again, you tweet about it, you keep earning points. I'm really curious to see the points that I earn tomorrow from tweeting about it today. Again, all those come together. I'm like, this just makes a lot of sense. And when you start trying to do TA or thinking about what's the ceiling for this, we saw Axelrod go to a 22 mil market cap. And I'm like, okay, is 22 mil the ceiling for a token here on Virtuals? And I had to think through that. I'm like, no, because, with something like Axelrod, which incredible agent, the head of the autonomous hedge fund trading DAO, there is a bit of a ceiling or a waiting out period people are waiting to find with that. It's a utility token in a way. And so people will start valuing things for its utility. And so right now people say about, 22 mil was the highest they were willing to go on something that's still unproven. They want to see it in action. But a meme coin has no ceiling. A meme coin, the ceiling is as memetic as it's going to get, as much mind share as it can capture. And this brings in a different kind of audience too. A lot of people out there don't want to touch AI coins, AI agents. It's not their thing. But a meme coin they get. And if they see a meme coin at a low market cap that's getting attention on the timeline, and they see it's picking up volume and they see prices going up, they're maybe willing to get some exposure to the Virtuals ecosystem for something like that in a way they weren't for an agent. But also they hear from us how well we're doing in the Virtuals ecosystem. And there's, degrees of that, right? I'm not making a ton of money here. I'm making very little. Today's a little different. Today was great. And we'll talk about that too. But they've seen on the timeline the 20Xs and the 50Xs and sometimes 100X people are getting, and it's on a daily basis here. And so a lot of those people, if it's a meme coin that got them over the edge and got them into this ecosystem, it was their first time dipping their toes in. I saw that potential to win more people over here. And man, just across the board, I think it played out exactly like in the most perfect way. We did bring new people in. We brought a whole bunch of eyes over here. And at this point with this token sitting at a 9 mil market cap right now, which is are we talking like a 40X right now? 45X. At its peak, this token hit a 60X from that pre-sale price. That is such a spicy story. I'm telling you, a lot of my friends who are not in here yet are asking about it and asking finally how to get in. And some of them said, look, I don't have any ETH on base. I don't have any virtual. Hey, good news. It's coming to Solana here soon. Those guys are coming in soon. We know this. Floodgates are going to be, guys, busted wide open when these start launching on Solana. So the upside is still here. And I start thinking about that upside with a token like this. And again, what is the ceiling? Is it that 22 mil? Again, we hit 12 mil. What are we aiming for at this point? 15 mil, maybe 20 mil. But beyond that, I don't know that we have a target in sight. I think this is a sit and watch and wait and have fun and tweet about it all along the way. This is an engagement farming token. Nobody knows what's coming here, what to expect. And that, guys, is nothing but just gold for you to tweet about. You have thoughts about where this is going? Tweet about it. You realize some profits here? Tweet about it. Something about the launch you don't like? Tweet about it. This is a gold mine for farming points right now, and everybody's paying attention. It's a really, really special coin. I wasn't so sure it would be. I thought there's a chance. I made the gamble on the chance that it would be. Again, it played out. So I did get in this token this morning in the pre-sale. I don't have a lot of points, right? I had 19, I believe it's 1,900 points. I could go in and click and see for sure, but I believe 1,900 points is all I had. It's more than some people. Yeah, but you guys see there's guys who make, I don't know, I would say 2,000-ish points is considered low in this ecosystem because some guys are making 5, 10, 20, 50,000 a day. But I put my full 2,000 points at it, and that got me one virtual. It's about $2 worth of this token. Happy with that. Get exposure, play the game. But because I felt the opportunity and I felt what people were also feeling, like, hey, I think there's something here, right? That was kind of the energy here. I bought more of this token, and I bought it at a decently low market cap, like 2.3 mil. And I did it live this morning, right? When we did our morning stream, I was tweeting here, trading. And I just had the feel, and I wrote it. And again, then we saw the coin get to a 12 mil market cap, pull back after a bit, because yes, people are going to take profits. The guys who bought down there, again, hit a 60X. Of course they're going to sell. Of course they are. It's just, Man, everything about this token makes sense. And I'll tell you where I'm feeling this is at now and what makes sense to me. It makes sense to me that this does become the meme of the ecosystem. It makes sense to me that this token gets much, much higher. It makes sense to me that, look, there is a reality where this token is sitting more at a 30 to 50 mil market cap. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that scenario makes sense. That's the scenario I can see here. And I'm going to maybe sit and wait and watch and see if it plays out exactly like that. That said, I took a little profits. I sold about a third of my tokens because you got to do that. It is a game. And if you don't sell and if you lose money, you're losing that game. So I sold it, a third of it, and I locked in some profits. And I'm very happy about that. I'm going to ride the rest of this. Some other point I'll sell some, but I think this has got so much potential on the upside. Let me see what some of you guys are saying. By the way, Dad, good morning. GM, sir. Trying to tweet anything. It doesn't matter because you know what's great about that, Choina? If you tweet, you don't know enough about it. I bet you get engagement with people chiming in and sharing some stuff they know, right? You should tweet anything and everything. You should. You really should. Doesn't matter. Like, no shame, no pride, no nothing. Tweet out there. You're going to find a really cool community here. I tag virtuals. I don't know if you have to. You do have to go on the virtuals website and link your X account. You do have to do that. And you also do need to be on Cato, I believe. So if you need invites again, hit me up. I think you got Cats. We played the same game, one virtual, and I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but another guy in our stream this morning, same thing, one virtual. Guys, we turned that one virtual into 50. We turned one into 50. And again, what's the risk if it goes to zero, which is basically impossible at these low market caps that they launch at? If it goes to zero, you're out $2. But the flip side of it is you turned your $2 into $100. How do you beat that? And I'm telling you, this is a very sustainable platform, launchpad, whatever. As long as the market keeps cooking like this, and as long as it does, and as long as they have developments and new products and new things coming out, this is going to keep cooking. And we know there's so many more users coming. We know that. And I'll mention this too, and then we're going to get a little deeper into virtuals because the question's what's next, right? But here's how we know there's more people coming. 5,000, 6,000 people participating in the biggest launches. Arbus was a cook, 7,000. You know these tokens, the big meme coins, you know the kind of holder numbers we see on those, right? Right, we start seeing 50,000. We start seeing 100,000. We start seeing more than that on the major ones. You should look at this and realize there's a ton of upside on this, that a fraction of the community out there is actually in this. There's a ton of upside coming. Yeah, we're still in this early. How much longer is it going to be early? That I don't know, and I don't think it's much longer. But for now and until we get to Solana, early. Virgin, I do think, might change the game a bit. I do think this is going to bring more eyes. I do think some people are going to come over for the first time and, again, get ready. Because I think people are really starting to wake up to what's happening. If you've been in, though, and you're in right now, you're early. Now, the Vader team did phenomenal. The tokenomics were great. They gave away a lot of this token. It was their launch. They're a big name in the AI space. We launched our token with Vader. They took 20% of the token, gave it to OG meme coins. I'll show you what I mean by that. 20% went to the Virtuals ecosystem. 6.5% went to Vader stakers. I'm going to tell you, Cats and I have a little secret weapon, and it is staking Vader. I had $13 worth of Vader tokens, and I've staked it for the long haul. I got about $200 worth of the Virgin token. You get points for staking Vader as well. That's a secret play, and I'm not going to share that super wide, but you guys here, I'm telling you, if you don't have Vader, it is... I think it's a really good idea to grab some and max stake it. Consider that money gone. They keep doing airdrops over and over and over and over again. This one airdrop basically 20x'd my staking position, as in, right, I made back 20 times more than I put in. Really wild. But that's the breakdown there, guys. That's the breakdown for how they distributed it. Great stuff. Got an airdrop of something like 12, 13, 15,000 Virgin tokens from Vader. Awesome. They also airdropped, check this out. There's only 4,000 people staking, by the way. You should get in that. They also airdropped to Virtuals holders, or maybe stakers, virtual stakers, Pepe holders, Mog holders, Toshi holders, DGen from DGenC, right? They took some other projects or other agents and other major meme coins, and they airdrop tokens to them too. Grow this. Make this a meme coin. They did it. They are literally turning Virgin into a real deal meme coin, grassroots movement. I love it. And man, Vader can do this. They've gotten very, very good at tweeting and capturing attention. This is just the start. I think where we're at right now with that token and the market cap at 8, 9, 10 mil, I think just the start. Because these guys, if they want it to be something big, I think they know how to do it. I think they know how to get that mind share. It's going to take all of us too, by the way, tweeting and getting people hyped and all that stuff for typical meme coin stuff. But if that's their goal and that's what they want, I believe they, with our help, can get it there. I believe it. ICO Beast has been promoting and talking about virtuals for a long time. I wish I listened to him earlier, but I didn't listen to him. I was doing this myself, right? I was doing the virtual stuff back in November. I don't know if some of you guys were too. I think you were, right? It wasn't big though. Geez, guys, I'm thinking back to October, November. We were doing it that early. We were talking about Luna. You guys remember Luna? I think we covered Luna the day it launched, or the day it actually kind of became a topic. We covered Luna and we covered AIXBT right from the get-go. We covered virtuals back then. I didn't have a ton of exposure, but we talked about it. We got in there, owned some virtual back then. Remember getting into Cookie back then, got into Cookie at like a 2 mil market cap. So we've been around this stuff for a long time, pretty darn early. ICO Beast has been one of the biggest champions of it, and he's saying it yet again. If you're not in the virtuals ecosystem, I don't know what to tell you. Free money. It's free money. He's talking about the points you earn from tweeting about this stuff and what your points turned into today, which again, you got to put up a little virtual token too, but your points turned into an airdrop that's worth hundreds for some people, thousands for others. Incredible things. Yeah, so Dead staked virtual 3 weeks ago, 258 points. I think they're going to dial that up. I think they're going to dial up the rewards for stakers, but I think your better play is I think it's putting that much into Vader maybe. My lighting feels all fucked. I don't know if it is or not. It feels like it. I feel like I don't know, maybe not. Dead. I think that's still a good play, and I think it's going to get you access to other stuff. In fact, if you did it 3 weeks ago, you would have got the Axelrod drop too, right? And Arbus. But the points hasn't been awesome. For points, it's tweeting. Tweeting is the best way to get points. It's the very best way to get points. Now, here's what Vader did too, and this is why they're so good. Not only did they do the initial airdrop, right? I said I got 12 to 15,000 Virgin just for staking. And again, $13 worth of Vader I staked, and I got, again, 13 to 15,000 Virgin. Well, they also, a few hours later, airdropped even more. Because these guys get it. They get it. What they get specifically is if they don't get greedy with this stuff, if they sit here and keep paying it forward and paying it forward and paying it forward, all the meanwhile, they're eating too. Make no mistake, they make money from this. They got a percent of the supply. And they're making a ton off their token too. They already made probably millions on their Vader token. And they're still earning fees when people trade it. And they're getting all kinds of deals out there too. They're making money. But they're not getting greedy, saying we need to make all the money and we need to extract everything we can. Instead, they realized, and the virtuals platform have realized, we make money, they make money. We can make this sustainable. We can make this last longer. That's what they're doing. And so Vader did a second airdrop to anybody who got the Virgin's token and didn't sell it. How about that? So yes, if you got some Virgin from Vader and you didn't sell it, they gave you even more. They doubled it up. I don't know if they sent it to the Genesis buyers. I don't think that's how it worked. It might be. Let me see. Yeah, I think it was only if you got the airdrop. So if you got the airdrop from Vader and you didn't sell, they sent you even more. And I remember I was in our Discord and I said, dude, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I got like 10 or 15K more Virgin. I don't know where it came from. I didn't even see the transaction. I looked in Explorer and I couldn't find it, but it was that. It was them giving more rewards out there. They airdropped 20% of the supply to people who stake different tokens. Really cool. And that's the kind of thing that's going to win people over. And that's the kind of thing that's going to help this launchpad, guys, the Virtuals launchpad, absolutely cook, absolutely win. Yeah, Dead, I think what you're doing is the right thing, by the way. I think you need to start tweeting. I think it really does matter. If you want points, if points is the game, which it is, tweet. What's going to happen for you, Dead? As you tweet and you get points, you're going to get bigger positions, of course, right? And then your staking positions will take care of the points for you. Right? You know what I mean? But you need a lot of points to get in this stuff. And by the way, points are about to get very hard to come by. Points are going to get really, really hard to come by. By the way, I want to look at your points again, Dad. What did you say? 258 points. Yeah, I get very little points too. I'll show you my points right here. 1,300 right now. I'm going to show you my points breakdown real quick because I get that. I have been getting very, very few points until I linked my my account here. So look at my points history. Very much like you did. Look, started with 69. I don't know why, but look, I mean, like 4 a day, 2, 3, like 15, very, very little. Like, right? Not a lot of points. So now stuff changed a little right here, but that was just for a day. They keep changing their point system. So I'm back down to, 10, 20, 30. Here's just 1 point, right? But all of a sudden, when I link my X account, 1,000 points, 1,300 points. And then today, although that 1,300 is probably partially from today, but yeah, there we are, 1,300. The Cato Yap stuff makes all the difference in the world. And I don't get a lot of engagement on my virtuals tweets at all. And it made all the difference in the world. So I highly encourage you to do that, especially because it's about to get really competitive. So, and again, Dad, I think they're going to dial it up. I do. I think they're going to dial up. What I think they're going to do, let me just jump to this and then we'll come back to what's coming next. I think they might get rid of the cooldown bonus, the timeout. Okay, so everything empty tweeted out, should we get rid of jail? Should we get rid of the cooldown? 45% of people think they should get rid of it. 54 think they should keep it. I don't know what way they'll go with this. I don't know. I think they could get rid of it if they dial up the points rewards for staking way higher, like 10 times higher, whatever the number is, like dial it really fucking high. Drive points like crazy through staked agents. Otherwise, I think you keep the jail thing. It's all a game anyways. There's some people saying, hey, if it's artificial, if you're like manipulating prices, and I'm using that word kind of loosely, but if you're manipulating the price of a token by penalizing people for selling it, they're like, that's not fair. That's not fair market value. None of it is. It's all a game. Tweak the rules of the game however it benefits the people playing the game the most. And I think they found the formula to help the most people win in the biggest way. I think they're right on the cusp of it. And I think they basically are on that line. I think that jail needs to stay. I think they could experiment tweaking it. Maybe they could dial it down and still dial rewards up a little bit, but I don't think they get rid of it. I don't think they should. I don't think they should, but just be aware they are thinking of all that stuff too. So changes could be coming. But the biggest thing to keep in mind, guys, there are a bunch of good agents right now to pay attention to. The next winners are out there. And points are about to be really hard to come by because, guys, you're going to be spending your points getting in these drops. And as you're seeing, they're not super easy to come by. It's going to get very competitive. By the way, shout out to Busy. Oh, guys, I forgot. Let me do this real quick. Shout out to Busy and Joseph, who was on this show a few days back. 6.5 mil market cap. Really, really awesome. I mean, that's a 30-something X. Just incredible. And how high did that get? They broke base. They launched and they broke base. Base can't handle the volume that's coming with these drops, by the way. It's got to an 8.5 mil market cap. So we're talking a 40-something X. Okay. Special shout out to our guest on the show yesterday, Babysitter. That was fucking awesome. I really like that coin. Guys, I really like that coin. Check that out. That token isn't launching for about 30 days. So you can go back and watch this episode. And I do want to get him back on to talk about it again. I really like that token. I will be going hard at that one. I think that's a great agent, great product. Security for agents. I think that's a big time winner. Okay, now what's coming up now? Like, what are the agents right now that you can be playing? Here's what's interesting. A lot of people made a bunch of virtual on this one, right? Maybe they tapped themselves out of points so they can't play, but maybe they put some towards Virgin. They got a bunch left over. Either way, I think a lot of people just got very liquid from this drop from Virgin. I'm going to random point. I wonder if people are noticing that, by the way, like the Virtuals team and the Vader team, and being like, okay, people are looking for ways they can sell their tokens without getting penalized so they can get liquid to keep playing. I wonder if we need to drop a meme coin semi-regularly and find a way to do that where it doesn't look like it's them dropping it every time, but, some way to put a meme coin in here to just get this space liquid. That's what I'm watching for. Somebody to keep recreating the magic of Virgin in a way that doesn't like extract, that doesn't like cannibalize Virgin. But I definitely noticed, hey, if people got very liquid from this thing, It's good for this space. Like I have a whole bunch more virtual now to put towards the next token. It's a good thing. Agents coming up that are going to do different degrees of well, but that will win for you. Like these are, again, basically guaranteed wins. Nancy. This is a copy trading agent. I believe it trades RWAs, right? And I think meme coins as well. But this was a Virtuals hackathon top 10 finisher as well. Pretty darn sure. I'm going to double check. It's all starting to blur together. If this wasn't a hackathon top 10 finisher, and again, I think it was, it certainly had a ton of attention on it. Was this a hackathon finisher? I need to get them on the show too. Anyway, this one will do well. This one will do well. As in, how well? It's a pure guess at this point, guys. Anybody giving you their predictions is guessing. It is what it is. This will do well, though. As in, you're buying it at a 200K market cap pre-sale. You don't lose on something like this. This gets to a few mil. Does this have 5-10 mil potential? Maybe. Yes, it has that potential. Does it live there? I'm not sure about that. I think 2-3 mil is like where I think a lot of these coins settle at. Low, reasonable, right? 2-3 mil is my target with all these. I think they out of the gates higher, and that's where they kind of bleed out to 2-3 mil. But Nancy's open right now. It's been open for about 4.5 hours, 200% oversubscribed. So watch that one. Not a hackathon. Thank you, cats. Watch this one. Again, if you want to get a big old chunk of token, because if you're playing the supply game, keep an eye on this one. If this doesn't get to, 1,000% oversubscribed, if this gets more in the 400, 500, 600 range, that might be a great play to go all in, get a bunch of token, and stake it. And you have 31 days to stake this one. There you go. Or sell it, take that hit, but you got a bunch of token at a big old multiple. No, I'm not going to talk. What is that one called? The what is it called again? Manikai. I just not a fan of that one, to be honest. I for no reason. I heard. I'm trying to think of the right way to say it. Nothing super bearish, nothing something bullish. It's just that one I just didn't think deserved a ton of attention. So that's kind of all I have to say about it. It didn't interest me. I wasn't sure why the space was in any way like bullish on that one. I didn't feel that one. Now RoboStack is kind of similar. It's got a little hype, and I hate to even say hype. It has some attention as people are looking for things to play. That's opening up here tomorrow. It's interesting. Do I think that's a cook? I don't. It's an ecosystem. Oh, hang on. Let me see Cat's comment. It was a potential hit to the Genesis launchpad because it was a unusual bonding curve. Yeah, maybe I'll dig in more, but RoboStack is like this is weird. It's an AI robot ecosystem. These are virtual robots, though. It's a way that for people who are into robotics, who don't want to go through the process of building the physical robot only to see it fail. Well, in this ecosystem, they can build virtual versions of their robots and test them before they actually manufacture them, which is interesting. Okay. Then I don't know what Memo is. Okay. I was thinking that Manikai thing. Thought there was a typo there. An aerodrome. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that after then. Anyway, RoboStack has some eyeballs. Again, like everything on this platform, if it gets to 100%, look, these go to, a few mil. Even if it goes to 1 mil, you're up 5x. You start looking at it and playing the supply game over subscription. How many points gets you? How many tokens? Is it worth it for that reason? So RoboStack is a keep your eyes on it. Points are going to become precious, though, right? And so you're going to want to go all in with your points on the big drops as much as you can, right? Who doesn't wish they had more points for today's Virgin drop? So I sure as hell do. I wasn't going to talk about Hub. Should I peek at it? Again, it's another one that I peek at, and I'm like, I don't think it moves the needle much. But let's see. Native token of Strike Bits Agent Hub. Agents meet NFTs. Oh, I remember this one. Okay. Hub holders can earn more Hub. Well, Hub token powers a complementary platform designed to support agent developers on Virtuals. Let me see. Let me peek at their website. Showcase agents as NFTs. Yeah, let me peek at this. Again, this didn't catch my attention before. And here's how I usually look at that too. Usually. I'm like, man, if it doesn't catch my attention, I imagine it's not catching a lot of other people's attention too. Oh, well, shit. Maybe I should have looked a little further. Dude, I'm glad you pointed that out. Because that's a big old account. Oh, well, hang on. What's going on here? Okay. Followed by Nick. Mario. Yeah, this is interesting. I'll tell you. I mean, Mario's a good sign for, getting eyeballs on a thing, but not a good sign for like longevity. That's not a check in the um pros column, you know what I mean? Um yeah, you know what I'll do? When is this launch? This launches tomorrow. Will I have time? You know what? I can cover this on the morning show tomorrow. It probably deserves a little more attention with an account that big. But having read this before, it didn't give me a ton of confidence. You know what it reminds me of? And it's a bad comparison, but something like GPT Wars or something like that. Like something with a big account, you would think if you just look surface level, you're like big will do well, but I don't feel the substance there. Again, I need to look at this one more. Um China, I think mine's good so far. Yeah. So for now, I'll just focus on the ones that I am we'll say you like really confident are going to do well. That one is probably going to get to 100%, right? Hub is going to get to 100%. Does it have life? I need to see what Mario, if there's some involvement, like if that team has gone on the Mario show, that's usually like almost a death sentence. Right? They give up so much token supply to Mario if you go on his show. It doesn't mean that's what's happening. I don't know. I need to check. But if a project goes on Mario's show, you see this every time, right? Token goes up because tons of people listening, and then they dump the token every time, like every time. That again, I don't know if that's what's happening there, but that's definitely what I'd be digging into. Um, Bookie for me is an automatic winner. Again, another one of those ones that you just don't see how you lose on it. Going to be in an ACP swarm with Tracy AI and Billy Betts. And so for me right now, how am I game planning? Where am I allocating my points? It's to something like this. I'm planning for 5 days out to try to have enough points to go into Bookie. And you will get to, I believe, let's double check. I believe this has got the lockup period. So you're going to get to play the points game here. Yeah, 30 days. You can lock up your tokens for, 30 days and earn points. And again, we're back to the points to, the how oversubscribed is it? How many points will it take for you to commit to get what percentage is supplied? This is one you want to play that game with, again, because it's association with, again, Billy Betts, Tracy AI, and in the virtuals ACP. And this was a top 10 finisher in the hackathon, 9 or 10, somewhere in that range, but really, really good. This is again an automatic winner. Just automatic. It is that, guys, until we're getting like 30 drops a day or even 15, 20 drops a day that they're all high quality. Until we get to that point, then the high quality ones that come out here are automatic winners. When we get 10, 20, 30 that are coming every single day, then we're going to see some good agents that, are not automatic winners. We're not there yet. And then it's babysitter. Those are the ones I have just bookmarked here as those are the ones to target right now. I'll check out Hub and maybe we'll throw that in the mix, but it's babysitter, it's Bookie AI, it's Nancy that's live today. And then again, keeping my eye kind of on RoboStack. I don't love it. Again, I'll put agent in that category too. Like I need to make my ranking list. I do. Hub is one of those ones I think I'll be watching now because of that big account and a couple of those followers. But something about it, I just, neither of these I'm convinced on yet. And it is time that I go do a little deep dive throughout here and start again, make that ranking system because there is some newer stuff here. Anyway, there's some good stuff coming up. Some good stuff coming up. There's Nancy. Let's see, RoboStack. Yeah, here's that RoboStack, by the way. Again, the idea is cool. I just don't know if there's a lot of appeal here. Maybe there is. There could be. But degens who are playing, who are degen, and I don't know if this appeals to a ton of people here. Maybe it does. Speaking of which, I do want to check in on Monster Capsules that minted yesterday. So we'll peek at that. There's Bookie AI. That one I like. That one I like a lot. And to me, that's got a really, really broad appeal. Cats, it's why I think those agents make so much sense. They're obvious, right? Like they're just very obvious plays. It's like if I see it, I know all these other people are going to see it too. It's just a matter of can we get in there before the other people, find it and realize it? Can I grind out enough points, like more points than them up until then, so I can outbid them? It's it's good stuff. Speaking of Billy Betts, we're gonna blitz through the rest of our stories here. Yeah, bookie for sports betting. Yes, in a swarm with this agent right here, Billy Betts. He was one of the other two agents, other two agents to launch with Vader, like our swarm. So Billy Betts and our swarm agent, and then Wake Hacker launched with Vader before they turned it over to Virtuals. But Billy Betts is a sports betting agent. Bookie's going to work with him in a swarm. Yesterday, Billy Betts bet $11,500, went 5 and 10. Lost $2,800. 2 and 5 on the MLB, 2 and 4 on tennis, 0 and 1 in the WNBA, and basketball is specialty 1 and 0. Very, very cool. Rooting for that guy. Bunchy really working to formalize getting him on this show. He's down and just got to get that date in. And especially with that swarm coming, good stuff. Neurobro's got an update. What is it? Update on staking. Guys, you see all these projects tweeting out their staking numbers? Really impressive. A lot of these projects, 20%, 30% of their supply staked. Neurobro's got 40% of his supply staked. Incredible things. That's an agent that I think people still need to keep their eyes on. Legit. I think tons of upside and updates every damn day, man. Neurobro's legit. Like it. Now's Research had their hackathon, announced their top three finishers. First place was a Pokemon trainer, an AI Pokemon trainer. Interesting. I wish they had details here so I could actually see a demo of the product or something. As best I saw earlier. Hang on, is it there? Hang on, let me see if they have it. I looked before and I did not see it. Yeah, no, I don't think they have demos here. But anyway, Now's Research is awesome. These are the guys behind the God and Satan agents. I think that's pretty fucking cool. Yeah, they're a big deal. What else we have? Anthropic announced Claude 4 Opus and Claude 4 Sonnet. Coding agents. Dude, this man. This thing can code autonomously for up to 7 hours. Dude, the replacement's coming. The replacement's coming. It sure as hell is. And then OpenAI getting into the hardware game. This is cool. Look, it's going to get invasive and privacy's going bye-bye. And I still part of it. The techie side of it, I just love. OpenAI bought the iPhone designers company. It's called IO. So OpenAI for $6.4 billion, by the way. But yes, OpenAI is getting into the hardware game with, the best out there. We're not going to see this pay off till next year is when the first devices will be shown. But I'm just trying to imagine what the future of AI physical hardware looks like. I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. But I'm excited for it because we all play with AI every day now at this point, I just assume. And you know how it's helping you in your day-to-day. What happens when it's the hardware that's, has AI baked into it? Not like that shitty rabbit thing from a year or two ago, right? But something that actually works. What'll it do? What'll it even look like? It's going to get pretty cool. It's going to get pretty damn cool. We'll check in with Virgin one last time, and then we're out, man. What do you think we're at, and what's your targets here? Okay, right around a 9 mil market cap now. I do think this one's probably got some life. Again, I think it's a lot of hopium, but I think I'll stick with hope. 15 mil. I hope, and I think this thing can touch 15 mil today. I'm keeping my eye on the timeline and how people are talking about it, and is that mind share ramping up? And luckily, we'll be able to keep track of this on, well, probably something like Cookie and Cato, maybe to some degree. I'm trying to think if they'll show topics like this. Usually it's, account based, but somewhere we'll be able to track that mind share of this Virgin token. I hope. We'll find out. Anyway, there is your update for today. A spicy day in the trenches, man. Really, really fun one. I think a special one, but a lot more special ones ahead of us, guys. So again, make sure you're subscribed over here so you do keep up on this stuff. I do want to keep these shorter. And again, it's moving to the morning, maybe the hour longer, but earlier. So changes coming. Subscribe and follow to make sure you're current with it all and you're plugged into everything. A lot coming. Anyway, CryptoSlam on YouTube. And follow our AI agent. It is the swarm_AI. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. We'll catch you later. Peace.